All
yeah.
right. I don't
Let's
know
do it.
what they got, but we're live, folks. Welcome to Tavern Talk, week 5. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys hear any audio issues, let us know in chat. I'll give a little people a little bit more time to get in here, but we're having some audio issues with Discord, so we moved over to Skype, and I can't edit other people's volumes in Skype. I can only do that in Discord. So Slim's just a little quiet, but he's going to use his outdoor voice. Tom Locke was
Outdoor
loud.
voice.
And I think Tim's good. And then I've lowered myself as well. Nate gave me some feedback that sometimes my microphone was spiking. So I've got it lowered, but if I'm coming off as too quiet, let me know. I can bump that up. Hopefully they will give me some updates in chat. Tom Locke, how you doing today? You're back again.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I moved into my new house, as you guys could see. It's wonderful, and it has gigabit internet. So, uh, yeah, I'm super
Very
excited.
nice. That is awesome. I would be extremely happy to have gigabit internet. Animore, Tim, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Tonight you have Tim featuring butterscotch schnapps, peach schnapps, and peach vodka. So it's not just me here.
Yeah, he is ready to go with the alcohol there. Before we went live, you can see him, his girlfriend over there, just bringing him shot after shot, and he's like, "I'm ready to go." Slips, how you doing? What are you drinking today?
I have no alcohol. I have water, but I am enjoying the great outdoors.
The great outdoors. Oh, this is gonna be a good show. Tim, I only caught her hand. She was in the Skype picture, but I have you so cropped, it's hard to see.
It's all good. It's all good. You know there are other forces at play here.
Other forces at play here. All right, so
Other.
you guys might have got a very annoying Windows sound. I'm sorry. So, how has your all's ladder experience been lately? I know I asked you right before we went live if you guys had anything to talk about here for our sort of opening segment, and it's kind of been a down week. The past few weeks we've had a lot of things to talk about between Nerf announcements, Nerf's going live. This week, not much to talk about. You guys got anything for me?
Oh, there's stuff to talk about.
All right, Slim.
Oh yeah.
I just hit legend before we went live, so I clearly won the race here
Yep,
on
won
September
the race
28th.
on the 28th. That's confirmed.
I did it with Rizaka's Priest, although I played a lot of tempo. This new Keliseth type rogue up here. I learned very early that there's Galaka crawlers everywhere, so cut the big boy pirates, play elementals instead. Kinda neat.
Yeah. If there's not Prince Keliseth, then there's Galaka crawlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crawlers are everywhere right now. Tom, like you played anything? I know you've been busy with the move, so have you got to play much?
Yeah, so that I've been busy, but I have had a chance to hit Dad Legend.
There you go, Dad Legend.
The irony.
Yeah, I'm not a dad yet, but but it'll be in November, and I've just been playing Murloc Paladin and just ignoring everything my opponents do. It's been wonderful.
Animore, you played much Hearthstone past week or so? I know we didn't get to see you last week, so you got to play any since the nerfs hit? Any thoughts about the nerfs going through that you want to share?
Yeah, all the decks that got nerfed, except for, I mean, even Pyro Warrior is still viable, but all the decks are still viable in some regard. They can all do what they did before, but maybe just not to the extent that they used to. G Druid is still a force to be reckoned with. Aggro Druid still is really scary, and as you heard from Tom Locke, Murloc Paladin still really good. You can just ignore what your opponent does and play Murlocs on curve.
Is Pirate Warrior actually viable?
I mean, some people are playing Keliseth in the deck.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
You can still upgrade
there's a minute chance. There's a little chance to get them. You know, about a quarter if you hard mull going first, a third if you're second.
Yeah.
One day I'll learn the math of mulligans, but that day is not today.
It's super easy. I'll teach you sometime. It's still viable because you still have the two very, very powerful starts. You have the Enzoth upgrade, Enzoth's first mate and upgrade, and you have Keliseth. Both of those are very, very powerful openers.
I agree. Pirate Warrior's in an interesting place right now. Definitely still viable, but not nearly as strong as it was before. But I played a little bit of it this past week. I didn't do too well. I've mostly been laddering with Quest Mage because, I wanted to give that a try. I've been playing some Secret Mage as well, and that's really interesting right now. I've really enjoyed playing Secret Mage. I've been testing different secrets, teching in I teched in a Mana Bind, I teched in a Vaporize, just to mess with people, and it's been a lot of fun.
Vape Nation.
Yeah, Vape Nation. So that's been a lot of fun. And that's about it. And then the other deck I was playing was just some standard Hunter. I really enjoy Hunter. Always been my favorite class. So, yeah, I've been doing pretty good. I want to give a quick shout out to everyone watching. Q&As this week were terrible. So
How is that any different from every other week?
Okay, the best question we got is like a 2-sentence answer. We got nothing good. So I'm going to need chat to hit me up with some questions. If you're watching, put your questions in chat. Hopefully Slimsh and Tim will catch them and put them into the document. I would very much appreciate it if you guys could do that. I'm also trying to stop umming as much as I normally do. It's a hard thing to break, but we're getting there.
It is very hard.
It is.
It's a habit.
It is
also
a very difficult habit to break.
Get one of those bracelets that shocks you, and then you can have a command in chat.
Yeah, give me the button.
Anybody, just give Slimsh the button. Anytime you say Slimsh will buzz you.
Yeah, but then literally everyone will be buzzing him. That's all they're gonna want. That's all Tavern Talk is gonna be. Just an hour of just pure buzzing.
How could you even suggest giving that to Twitch chat? And I know our Twitch chat is much better than most, but Twitch chat nonetheless.
That'd be a good time.
All right. Well, let's move on to the week that was. And as always, before we get into our featured matchups, I like to give everyone a chance to take a look at some of our non-featured matchups, the ones we didn't feature from last week, because we don't want to skip over any interesting and awesome storylines that happen, because we can't predict what are going to be good. I'm going to let Slimp start it because he did have one picked out and put in here, and then the rest of you guys take a look at week 4, see if you see anything that really stands out to you. I know I've got one or two, so Slimp, go for it.
Yeah, so I looked at matchups outside the ones we talked about. Bad Hombres took a win over the Huck Boys, and I got the inside scoop. I'm in the Bad Hombres Discord. The meme was they brought the nerfed classes. And as I understand it, they played the nerfed cards, including Innervate, probably. Although all their druids got banned, so the Huck Boys, they should have known. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Smoked Salmon invites his opponent to come to their Discord. So they probably could have learned this.
Yes, Salmon.
Gone against post-nerf.
Salmon does have a tendency to either send his deck list to his opponent or invite him to the Discord to see that. It is.
But yeah, Hombres are legit.
I think that's sort of a standout. Is Murdoch put together a team that's kind of a little bit more try-hardy than past Ombre teams, and they are doing pretty well. They have a really good chance at making playoffs here. Purple's so close. Any big week is gonna swing it one way or the other.
Yeah, the cool thing about the Bad Hombres, and both the Anarchist and myself kind of realize this, is they're trying really hard with their memes. They're not necessarily trying to win, but they're spending a lot of time focusing on their deck lists and creating the spiciest, best memes. And they're doing pretty well, and you gotta hand it to them.
Yeah, It's not Blood of the Ancient One Rogue.
It is not.
That was an Ombre deck.
That was an Ombre deck.
Oh my gosh.
One thing that stood out to me in week 4 was NWA's kind of fallen behind in black. They're very far behind Golden Wisp and Aeon, and they took on Team Golden Wisp last week, and they won in the 4 and the 5 and got another 5 points. They got 13 points against Golden Wisp, and Golden Wisp had 16 points. It was a really close matchup. And another thing that's very interesting, there are some very interesting bands. We have some Shaman bands, a Rogue band, Priest band, Mage band, Hunter band. There's bands all over the place in that matchup, and it was really interesting seeing these results come in and who beat what, where. I was really excited about that one. Tim, Tomlock, did you guys find anything in week 4 that surprised you or jumped out to you?
Oh yeah, Hearthstone Academy getting shut out. I mean, I guess maybe not shut out, but not winning a single match.
Oh,
That's
in our featured ones. I don't think I gave you the link, did I?
Nope. That's all right.
I'm slacking, but that was very surprising to me as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm waiting for the THL page to load before I get my. Yeah, it seems like Warrior was picked a lot more last week than it was this week, which is already not that much.
Yeah, the class selections week over week are very interesting after any sort of meta change. It's one of my favorite things to follow. Murdoch in chat says, I'm still trying to get DQs, but someone subbed Salmon for me. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, so Slims, Tim, did you ever get the page to load?
Yeah, I did. I saw that there was like 5 or 6 more warriors, 5 or 6 less warriors in week 5 than there were in week 4. It's really interesting to see such a powerful class. Like, one card, Fiery War Axe, and Warrior goes from just insane to being, who gives a shit?
It is the card. Used to have the word win in it.
I think the biggest thing, looking week over week, the past 2 weeks, is the rise of Rogue. Rogue has been brought 56 times this week compared to, I think it was 24 or 26, 24 last week. Rogue has been brought a ton after all these Keleseth Rogues and Tempo Rogues are popping up. What do you expect to see moving forward out of the class selections? Because I think Shaman is starting to catch on in our format. You'll see there's some teams. NWA brought 4 Shamans. In the Aeon and Golden Wisp matchup a little later that we're going to highlight for week 5, they all brought Shaman. Every last one of them. So do they know something the rest of us don't? So I think it's really interesting looking at that. And I think it's really interesting that Druid is still catching a ton of bans. More so than Priest even. 51 bans were Druid last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out, despite getting nerfed, Spreading Plague for 6 mana is still really difficult for aggro lineups to deal with. So, I mean, that could kind of give some insight onto why it's being banned.
I think Spreading Plague is probably the biggest reason. And the flexibility of that deck. You can really tech that deck to do different things. You can make it very well against control. You can make it do very well against aggro. So I think you can, depending on how you build that, you can make it even better for you. And I think that's why a lot of people ban it. And it can still be aggro Druid.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. If you notice also, Prep Coin Concede, fresh off of their 20-point victory, is bringing 5 Warlock class decks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Week
awesome.
5? That's awesome.
I brought Warlock this week.
Ooh,
Yeah.
interesting. All right, well, let's take a look at some of our featured matchups from last week. The first one we had was Xynergy versus Netherstorm. I think this was the one I picked. NX gave it to them. They barely squeaked one out against Netherstorm. Jared Juggernaut got a win. Imposition was not in position in any of his matches, sadly. Samu beat Mushu
Yep.
3-2. Boom Boom Hall
Snaps.
fell to Swanky Tiger. And Dexter got a DQ win over Expendable. So it was a very close matchup in all the games played. But honestly, the DQ really affected them. Affected Netherstorm's ability to kind of close that one out. I don't remember if it was a class submission or what, but yeah, get your classes in, don't DQ, help your team win. But Zenergy is now in pretty good position in blue. I'm trying to pull it up because I didn't have them saved because we talked about like mixing them up. But they're second in blue, only 2 points behind the Stubbies. And Netherstorm's pretty far back now. They're 16 points back. What do you guys think about the Zenergy Netherstorm matchup? Did it shake out like you expected it to? I kind of expected it to be a close battle between the two teams. And then I don't remember if we picked them last week. I've been slacking on the pick 'em, so. Slimps, you got any thoughts on this one?
I think I probably was on the side of Zenergy. I don't know. They just seem to be really doing well. I think this is their season, at least in their division, to get back to the playoffs. It's been a while.
I agree. Tom Locke, you got any thoughts on this one?
I personally was favoring Netherstorm. I didn't really get a chance to look at this matchup too much. But just going down the line, I think Chigmo was going to be favored over JR Juggernaut and actually was upset. So I'm a little surprised that Zenergy won, but of course it all comes down to that DQ. It really feels horrible, especially in when you sweep your opponent and you realize your team gave up a DQ. So don't DQ, guys. Focus on submitting your classes. Make sure your bans and class selections are correct. Work on your scheduling. Don't hurt your team like that. Feels bad for everyone involved.
Agreed.
Don't hurt them.
I'm going to let Tom Locke take matchup 2. I sent you the doc on Discord, but it's
Yeah.
Prep Coin Concede versus HSA. You kind of alluded to it. I think this was the one that Hat picked from last week. So give us the rundown on how that matchup broke down, which as you mentioned earlier, it was a blowout.
Hunter bands?
Hunter
Yeah.
bands. Hunter
So
bands.
yeah, Hearthstone Academy banned some hunters, and Hearthstone Academy also had a lot of different lineups. And that to me kind of says maybe this was just an off week for them where they didn't have as much time to prepare. They didn't have as much time to work together. And I think that really bit them in the ass here. Like, it seems pretty easy of a read for me that, you know, if you're 1 and 2 seed, don't have, you know, even 3 of the same decks, you know, are they just on a different page? They have different styles. You know, you can, I don't know. I think it means to me that they didn't really talk to each other and have a good chance to prepare for this week, and they pay the price.
Well, they got prepared for different opponents, right?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Although this was directly after the nerf, so really all knowledge was out the window.
Yeah,
Come
it's
to
really
think of it.
difficult to predict that kind of stuff right after the nerfs, but you can also
Yeah.
kind of take a look and see how it looks like he's been playing aggro for the past 3 weeks. I expect that to continue. What aggro should I expect? Things like that. But I think that Hearthstone Academy was very all over the place. There's some consistency within Prep Coin Concede. They liked Druid, they liked Priest. And I think that's big. And then they kind of had those 2 flex classes a lot. A few hunters, a couple mages, a couple paladins, and a couple rogues and a warlock. HSA is all over the place. They have
Actually,
2
Slimsh made
druids. Go ahead.
Slimsh made a really good point with all that information was kind of out the window. If you compare the decks, the classes that were brought in week 4, if you compare that to week 3 and week 5, they are more. It's more of a diaspora. There's a much more of a concentration in week 3 and week 5 as to the most popular decks. So that was a really good point. I definitely
yeah.
think
I didn't even think about it like
HSA.
Yeah, week
Definitely
four's-
googling
suffering.
that word.
Diaspora. It's usually used in the context of like
The Jewish
populations,
diaspora.
people.
When, yes. However,
anthropology.
sorry. Yes,
Well,
it's
that
so
was
it's
not the definition I was expecting.
thinking of it as a scattering of a noun.
Some dispersion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's close to dispersion.
Okay.
But sorry.
Yeah, week 4 is definitely going to be the big shakeup. But I think it's still a fair point to say that HSA might not have had a lot of disseminating opinions or differing opinions in that we'll call it a locker room, even though it's probably a Discord server. There's a lot of differing opinions there on what was the best. There were 4 priests, and that was the most they had. So
I just want to point out, everyone, that Tim just took another shot.
I missed
Why not?
it.
Well, my girlfriend just came downstairs and she's like, "Did you drink that shot I got you?" No, hang on, drink it so I can get you another one.
Wow.
I might have to get another root beer. Jeez.
Speaking of sweep, Slimps, you want to give us the rundown on the matchup number 3 from last week?
Number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, Dirty Mike and the boys.
Yeah.
Taking
right.
down the Thermic Wind. Oh man.
Oh, yeah. And it was a demolishing.
Yeah.
20 to 5.
Yeah, 20 to 5. Ouch. Yeah, I continue to feel great about Dirty Mike and the boys.
Dirty Mike and the boys is
I don't even know what else to
really
say.
good. Yeah. They're 6 points
It's-
up on their division, and at this point it looks very much like Dirty Mike and the boys and Prep Coin Concede are going to be the top 2 teams. They are, 24 points from between 2 and 3 in the Cyan division, and
That's correct.
30 points between 1 and 3. So
Yeah, there's a lot of diaspora there.
I don't know what diaspora means still, but I'm gonna Google it after the show.
Oh my gosh.
Do we get
so-
any good questions in chat, guys? Or is chat letting me down? Chat's letting me down. Anything
it's so funny.
surprise you about Dirty Mike and the boys lineup here?
They remained faithful to Paladin, very
Yeah.
much so, and even probably, I guess Warrior was 1 in 5 on average. They had 2 players bringing it. All priest, all druid. That's correct.
The Paladin really surprised me. In that particular week, to see that many people still bring Paladin
Gotta be bringing some Paladin, man.
with the Murlocs and stuff.
Yeah, I kind of ruined what deck I'm bringing this week by saying that I, made rank 5 with Paladin, but my win rate was 75%. So, I mean, you
Good
kind of
luck,
have to.
opponent of Tom Locke. He's got a 75% win rate.
Yeah, I don't expect that if I played a bunch of THL matches that I would come even close to that. However,
Arcazar,
good
if you're
deck.
watching the VOD to find out what Tom Locke's playing, go to this exact moment. We're calling you out. This is where you're getting the information.
yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to week 5. Week to come. We've picked out some matches here. I took the easy way out this week. We've been looking forward to this since we rolled the divisions and saw that Aeon and Golden Wisp were going to play each other. And we looked it up back then. We were looking forward to week 5. So this is sort of the big battle between the 2 titans of the Black Division. They are tied in points heading into this week at 75. 2 points behind Dirty Mike and the boys for most points in the league. So what do you guys think? Who's going to take this one? I find it interesting that this matchup has almost little to no consequence in their own division. the Black and Cyan divisions are so tiered right now with two teams far away and ahead that this particular matchup isn't going to be a huge deal in terms of playoff standings or playoff, getting into the playoffs, but it could affect seeding very much. But it's very interesting looking at this and knowing that these two Titans aren't like trying to knock one or the other one out. It's really much a fight for number one in Black. So, guys, give me your thoughts on this. What do you guys think about the Aeon versus Golden Wisp?
If you would have asked me what matchup this is, I'd say this is the finals for the playoffs at the moment. I wouldn't say this is a week 5 of the regular season.
They can't be the finals, Tim.
No, it's too early.
It's semifinals.
It can also only be the semifinals.
They can't
both
go to the finals.
That's true. That's disappointing for me. But if you take a look at the classes there, if any of you are struggling with kind of what classes that you want to be submitting at the moment, just kind of take a look at these two teams. They've got 10 shamans, 9 rogues. What is that?
8 priests.
8 priests and 7 druids. So if you're wondering what are the best classes at the moment, there you go. Just pay attention to these teams, see what they're submitting. They're definitely the forerunners in this league, and they know what they're doing, and it shows. And it's going to be awesome to see them clash this week.
Yeah, you know what else I see?
I looked at what my opponent brought last week, and I couldn't have not wanted to bring Rogue more.
Rogue seems like a really good ladder deck. I wonder how good it is in THL. Galaka crawlers are just so terrible. They just so feels bad mana in Rogue.
Don't play pirates that cost more than 1 mana.
Yeah.
And you'll be good.
Okay.
Or, if Mr. Control Paladin wants to play Control Rogue, right? Get some Miracle. Get some Quest.
Josh Sampson says
Nah.
Aeon will win
I just won't bring
5-0.
Rogue.
Yeah. I don't know about
20
that.
points
You know-
to 0.
You know what this class selection tells me, though?
Mm.
This class selection is consistent. They talk to each other. They're prepared. They probably already know what they're going to ban. This is going to be the pinnacle of a THL match. Everybody's very prepared.
Do you mean the top teams in the league can
Yeah.
effectively and plan ahead?
And
This
none
is
of them have
bullshit.
the DQ? That's right.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the difference between where Aeon is completely loyal to Druid, Team Golden Wisp is not? Golden Wisp is completely loyal to Priest, Aeon's not. I tend to favor the one who's loyal to Priest because...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the new Vicious Syndicate report came out today. Priest is up there. Druid's a little bit down. Maybe they're ahead of that trend. I think if they're right about that, then that'll be a huge advantage for them.
It's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait to see it. I'm really hoping some of these matches are on stream, but I do not know if any of them are because I don't know who's playing when this week, sadly. All right, so who picked the next matchup? Who's blue on our document? Tim, you're up.
That's Tim.
Who do you got on
All right.
here? Oh, this is
I
a
had
good
another-
one.
Yeah, we got Get Off My Lawn versus the Pod People. I figured, why not highlight one of the matchups that maybe isn't getting as much attention, not so much in the running for playoffs as a lot of the other teams. We got Get Off My Lawn and the Pod People. They're pretty even across the board. There's the biggest PR differential is about 45 PR, and that's in the 4 seed. So there's a lot of good matches going on right now. In terms of class selection, there's 1 Warlock and 1 Warrior, and that's what I like to see. Just as little Warrior and Warlock as possible. I'd
As
say
little as possible.
yeah. I'd say Get Off My Lawn is probably not in contention for the playoffs. Just gonna put that out there. But the Pod People, they're really far behind, but they still have a chance. There's still a lot of Hearthstone left to be played. We got 5 weeks to go. They're gonna need to be getting a lot of points in the coming weeks in order to make the playoffs.
Have the Pod People played Prep Coin Concede and Dirty Mike yet?
I don't
Let's check the schedule.
I'm not on Aeon or Golden Wisp. I don't research.
Well, let's check the schedule here quickly
My
while
cat
others
slapping.
speak.
Nate,
Yeah,
Nate's in chat. He just gave out the hey guys. I just want him to know that I'm working on the ums.
They
I've
haven't.
been doing better, and we're getting there. Is the volume level good, Nate? Because you were listening to the stream. I was getting too loud. He gives me good feedback. I want to ask him. Balanced audio, he says. That makes me happy.
Dang. The pod people play Golden Wisp week 6, Dirty Mike and the Boys week 7, and Prep Coin Concede week 8.
Rip pod people's next 3 weeks.
They have a destiny. They can do it.
Rip their next 3 weeks.
No, I mean that's the only way they can do it is by beating Dirty Mike and the Boys and Prep Coin Concede.
They deny them those points, and that's the path. If you can't beat the teams in your division, you can't go to the playoffs.
That is a brutal next 3 weeks though. But I hope they can do it. Slim, what do you got for your matchup?
Who, me? Oh,
Well, you.
I got these UC purple teams over here. These Bad Hombres and Huck Boys.
That's not the Bad Hombres.
Oh, sorry, the Doghouse.
That's my team.
Fire Slims from Tavern Talk. You don't insult the Doghouse like that.
Ha. Yeah,
Just
so
kidding.
The Huck Boys, man, so much was said about them at the beginning of the season. No one in Purple's really lived up to much. We're all still hanging in there. And yeah, I just want to watch these close Purple matches. We've got 2 Warriors coming from the Doghouse with a smattering of Hunter.
It's true that in order for the Purple division to get any respect, we're gonna have to win a playoff match.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
It's looking at the standings though. I mean, Blue is not as they don't have 3 teams at the top, so we would still get 2 teams in right now. But they could. There's definitely a way they could get three Blue teams in if Purple keeps beating each other up.
And
yes, I brought Warrior this week.
Sure did.
I did.
I mean,
Spicy.
I think if people are bringing Shaman in the numbers that you guys are encouraging, that Warrior could pay off. Would Pirate Warrior still beat these new rogues? I don't know. Maybe Warrior's not as dead of a class in THL as people as it is on ladder.
It's certainly possible.
But yeah, between 4 classes, I think of some better options. I think.
No, Warrior's the best. It's gonna.
Got a plan.
Bork, I'm coming for you. If you're watching, let's go. Interesting.
Oh yeah, Bork always bans Warrior, but that's not gonna happen anymore.
Interesting note about the Doghouse's schedule. Darn it, there's another I do it all the time. I gotta stop. That's gonna be the next week's drinking rules, and we're getting hammered.
I don't think we're getting hammered. I think we're gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I love you, Tim. No, interesting note about our schedule. This is our last Purple opponent. We have played Swagoy, the Hombres, Noobs, and now the Heck Boys in our first 5 weeks. We have only played 1 Blue team. I forget which one it was. But we have 4 Blue teams at the end here, so we really have to... This is our last chance to sort of get a leg up on other Purple and then move forward into the playoffs. It's going to be really interesting, our last 4 games against Blue. But we will have the chance to, keep them out of an extra playoff spot in the wild cards. So I'm looking forward to it. Tom Lock, Tim, you got anything to say about our matchup this week?
I have nothing to say about the Doghouse.
No, I hate you guys.
The Heck Boys versus the Good Boys.
Yeah, I
don't know.
Oh, that was a good one. That took me a minute.
We'll see.
Slim's just kind of right that the Heck Boys were really hyped, have been struggling in a really close Purple division, and the Doghouse has kind of been where we kind of expected them to be. I'm hoping we do better this week. Yes, ATL beat us down, Blue Spartan. I don't want to talk about it. Blue Spartan bringing up bad memories. ATL beat us pretty bad this week, so we're out for vengeance against the Heck Boys. But I think it's interesting looking at how the Doghouse has been kind of around where we expected them to be, around the middle of purple, and then the Heck Boys, who is expected to do really well, has not done so.
Can you give us any insight on what the Doghouse is thinking right now?
I haven't talked to them. We
Are you the captain?
Yeah. Let's see.
That's a true purple team mentality right there. I'll take it.
Jim is playing Thursday at 10. He was originally scheduled for Wednesday at 9. There is a mirror match. Jim is playing Scritch. They have mirrored classes, so that'll be an interesting one. And yeah, that's about it. We've talked about some other matchups going through, but I don't want to give anything away right now.
The Doghouse has 2 gyms. They got Slippin' Jimmy and they got Jim Fearless. I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
I was like, since when is Scritch in the 1 seed?
No, I generally call him Jim. I still call Slippin' Jimmy Creep because that's what he was last season.
Okay.
So it's hard for me to get that down. No, we have fun. We're definitely not as serious as some of the teams, but we really like playing together. I've been a lot more busy, so I haven't got to be as involved as I'd like to. But you should Yellow Dart and Creep or Slippin' Jimmy do a really good job with the strategy, and Kahanik has been teaching me some mage stuff last week. So we do a little bit. We don't get to do as much as some other teams, but that's okay. That's what our team likes to do. We don't want to be super try hard. We all play in 2 leagues except for Kahanik as well, so pretty busy. And Yellow Dart and Slippin' Jimmy are both captains in SHL, so they have a lot on their plate. So we know what we're signing up for. Anything else in week 5 that surprises you guys that you wanted to look at that we didn't highlight?
Lemur's a bad hombre, by the way.
Lemur is a bad hombre is one. I
love
really
that.
like that one. That is a good hombre pick right there.
Yeah, the hombres always get the best subs. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking through here, and I'm looking at some matchups. I'm really excited to see Dunamis versus Old Greg. Slimsh pointed out that Old Greg was, rank 5 legend right now?
Rank 5 legend, yeah. He's been top 10 for several days.
He's doing really good, and he's their 2 seed right now. But he's making a return to Defias Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So excited to see what that happens there with that switch up there.
I was looking at that NWA matchup earlier, but I realized that they already played Aeon, and now they're playing Dirty Mike and the boys this week. If NWA wants to break the way the Black Division's looking, this is the week. it better happen.
Yeah, this does seem sort of like a last chance for NWA to make a big push towards playoffs. They need a big week soon.
No, sorry, they already played Aeon and Team Golden Wisp, and they're playing Dirty Mike and the boys in this week, so
they're gonna need help.
It's a tough climb. I don't know how they can get help unless the Cyan division completely implodes.
Have they played PCC yet?
Good question.
Let me take a look at the schedule here. Schedule. That's the team that they're gonna have to beat. I mean, they could theoretically knock down Dirty Mike and the boys really far, or Prep Coin concede.
There's no harm. I mean, they're getting points in the meantime if they're doing that. Oh, they do play Prep Coin concede next week.
Yeah. So those are their last 2 shots to really kind of hold their destiny in their own hands without needing a bunch of help. They are pretty far back out of the wild card right now, and beating Dirty Mike and the boys and Prep Coin concede would definitely help them a lot. Anything else in week 5, guys? Tom Locke, you got any insights you see in anywhere in here?
So
talk about basic cards.
No.
Talk about basic cards.
Bottom.
Sure. All right. I will. All right.
Oh,
I was
God.
wrong about the last week I did mention how I thought that Rogue would see a surge, and I guess I'm not wrong yet, because it's surging even more. There's a little ton of people bringing Rogue this week. I think that it's 56. There's 56 people bringing Rogue this week.
Lots of Rogue.
I'm putting a bet that none of those people have preparation in their deck, except maybe the Hombres, if any of the Hombres brought it. Maybe playing Quest. Let me check that out. All right, there are 2 Hombres playing Rogue. So 54 of those people are not bringing preparation, which is very, very impressive that Blizzard is continuing to allow people to not play basic cards and have a more rich, new Hearthstone experience. The important piece of what I'm saying is next week there will be under 45 Rogue decks brought. That's my prediction.
That is something.
I think a lot of the people that brought Rogue are going to lose with it.
Someone
probably
put that
myself
up there.
Too.
I brought Rogue. Don't tell me that. I'm gonna win with Rogue. I gotta win with Rogue.
Yeah.
I got to. Yeah. Okay.
So do I.
Yeah. Oh, seeing old Greg come back. I'm excited for that one. And then there was another matchup, a player matchup that I'm trying to find on here that I was looking forward to, but I cannot find it. Oh, there it is. It was Murdoch's match. He plays Mr. Mandingo. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mr. Mandingo.
He was an Ombre sub last season,
He
right?
was an Ombre sub in Week 9 last season. He came in and won, and now he's going up against Captain Murdoch.
He's probably still in the Discord.
He
hell
probably
yeah.
still is in the Discord, and I'm excited for that particular player match. I knew it was on this list. I'm scrolling through here, looking at all of them, trying to find it. There it is. I'm really excited to see that one. So, Tom Locke, you brought Rogue this week. I hope you lose with it.
My prediction is I win my match, but I definitely lose at least a game with Rogue.
Okay.
I'm not confident about that deck at all.
Murdoch says Mandingo is a homie.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I've been playing a lot of games at rank 5 with it.
Okay.
We'll put it that way.
All right, let's move on to our Q&A section, which has been the worst I've had the worst questions to pull. I'm not answering your dumb question about females being pregnant, Brunson. Of course, that's the only...
I gotta go
shit.
find that
It's really
question.
Weird. It's
Now
really
I'm
weird
interested.
when you think about it. They're always women.
They are always women. You never see men pregnant.
No.
Get some thinking emojis in the chat, please.
Yeah, I can confirm that it's a horrible experience, and I recommend no one get pregnant. It's horrible.
Okay.
So, life advice for the folks out there: don't get pregnant. It sucks.
Brasky asks, what other aesthetic content additions would you like to see to THL streams? This is in response to, a lot of people were really impressed with the ticker at the bottom of Salty Saturday.
Can we explain what that was? I didn't get a chance to watch Salty Saturday.
Okay, so it was basically just a scrolling thing at the bottom of the screen, like you see on ESPN, that just updates scores. It shows all the current scores, and it just scrolled through. It was very neat, and so he is the one who kind of came up with this, and a lot of people were very impressed with it. And I got to check it. It was really cool. He asked, what other things would you like to see on THL streams? And so I'm gonna let you guys answer. Is there anything that you can think of that you would like to see?
Oh wow, a Swagoi member making dank content for THL. That's a shot.
There's a shot.
Jesus.
Oh, butterscotch.
I took off more Swagoi talk in replace of outdoor voice because of Slim.
More chest hair. Oh.
I've been doing these Swagoi shots for nothing. What the hell?
I'm trying to think of what other things there could be.
Yeah, I really like
I
that.
feel cheated.
In terms of our show, it's very much supposed to be more laid back. I don't put a ton of technical work into it, other than making sure that everyone's face tries to stay in their frame on this overlay, which is more difficult than it seems. But I really like that we have the face cams back. That's probably my favorite thing. Um, I can't think of anything that I would really like to see on other streams. It's one of those things that once you think of it, yeah, it makes sense, and if it's easy to do it. Like the ticker, but can't think of too much.
I would like to see some exploding introductions to games, perhaps with fireworks or just like a bunch of like Slimsh's heads appearing and then wiping away.
How
These
do you
THL
reveal-
streams better be directed by Michael Bay. That's all he's trying to
Yeah,
say.
that's what I'm saying. Like introduce the game or the match with some cool graphic. I know that's ridiculous because that's a lot of work to make graphics.
How would you
However-
feel about a 1-in-8 rag shot to the dome for Lethal?
Oh,
Esports.
WWE style.
E-
intros.
that's some
Sports.
digital athleticism right
I
there.
hope Mange is watching right now, but he's probably not.
He's
But
probably
yeah.
failing at a 9 keystone and WoW right now.
Probably.
If Brasky is back on Salty Saturday,
Oh,
then definitely get those WWE style intros on there. I cannot do that voice, but I can ring a bell. You know,
I know.
you can play some intro music for players. That would be awesome.
I know.
I'll tell
Hearthstone.
you-
Does anyone remember Hearthstone Pro League with TJ and Admirable?
I
No.
do not.
Don't know what
HPL,
that
where
is.
the format was that players could play anything at any time. It was a best of 3.
Oh, Tank
So
Top
they had
League.
all these useless stats, and among them was the very famous blowback, which this was the amount of damage that a player would take throughout the course of a game that was self-inflicted, usually
Awesome.
through weapons. So
Awesome.
yeah, I want to know what people's blowback deal is.
If we could have the blowback statistics, I would be
Yeah,
very impressed.
yeah, I want to know blowback.
I think there's actually been a surprising lack of people streaming just like their ladder games in THL over the last couple of months, and I'd like to see a bit more of that. I know we got a couple regular streamers, but I'd like to see a couple more people kind of branch out and show us a bit of what they're playing, even if it's not THL related. Just the
Oh
fact-
well.
League.
Some
Yeah.
people,
Well,
some people need to they need to share their streams more.
I'm gonna try and stream
Yeah.
a lot this October. I might make a push for Legend. I don't know yet, but I do plan on making an effort to stream a lot more. And for some reason, my internet is acting up pretty badly. And the past few minutes, we've dropped quite a few frames. So we're gonna go ahead and give our plugs and closing thoughts and wrap it up. I don't want it to stutter too much. I don't know if 500 frames is a lot for an hour-long show, but my little indicator is flashing red and dropping frames about every few seconds now. So, plugs for this week: go watch Friday Night Fights, Salty Saturday, and SHL Sunday Ticket.
Ooh, can I plug Friday Night Fight?
Do
for
it.
ya?
Do it.
All
I
right.
want to hear it.
All right. So once again, I've been passed up on Friday Night Fight, and I'm disappointed because I want to be featured on there for a couple of weeks now. But at 8 p.m. Eastern time, they've got the Pod People's Zeroshio going up against Get Off My Lawn's Jing Buddha. After that, they're rolling right into Dirty Mike versus Arthur Rhodes, Mr. Salt. It's going to be a good night. So tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time for that.
Do we know who's casting that, Tim? Did they put that in the Facebook post?
Uh,
I can't
No.
remember.
In Position will be involved, so it's going to be a good time.
I'm sure it will be really good. Friday Night Fights is a really good show. It's one of my favorites. Salty Saturday, I don't know who's on there. I should have checked, but I forgot because my wife made me delicious dinner. And then SHL Sunday Ticket. Do not know who's going to be on that as well. I'm hoping to be on there soon. And then, so give us some closing thoughts while my internet continues to freak out, and I'm very frustrated about it because we're up to 1,000 frames dropped, and I don't know what it's looking like on your all's end. Hopefully, it's not too bad, but it has been only in the past 10 minutes. I'm kind of disappointed there, but Tom Locke, give us your closing thoughts. Moving on. Thank you again for being on the show. It's a pleasure to have you as always.
You're very welcome. This was my Friday night fights dance and my salty Saturday dance.
I like them.
I don't have a Sunday ticket dance, but
That's like the bus driver, right? But you like accept tickets at the same time.
or you could be like tickets to the gun show. I don't know. So,
I'm gonna need another shot after that.
I'm gonna try and stream my match on Sunday. Like I said, I've got that gigabit internet now, so I'll be streaming on twitch.tv/Tom Locke if that's available, and I'll post it if it's available. I would like more THL people to stream or upload their matches to YouTube, stuff like that. So I'll be doing both. I'll be streaming and uploading to YouTube if you want to catch that and see me lose with Rogue as Chase has predicted.
Tim, you got any thoughts? Closing thoughts?
My girlfriend just poured some vodka into my mouth, and I'm not doing it.
Slip's closing thoughts.
I'm outside.
Outside
Dukes can
voice.
return.
Oh, I'm not drinking on that one. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. My closing thoughts is yeah, THL, go stream stuff if you want to stream, plug it, post it in the Discord, post it in the Facebook group.
We totally lost him.
Yep.
Just
Delete your post once you're done streaming.
Just
Absolutely.
delete.
Bye, everyone.
If you can post in the
Bye,
main
Tim.
group if you're streaming Hearthstone. Just try
Bye, Tim's
to delete
girlfriend.
it. Did you lose me? I don't know what's
Goodbye,
happening.
mother.
I'm dropping so
Good.
many frames. I'm really disappointed. We are out of here. Goodbye, people. See you next week.
Bye, mom.